This page is the front cover of an art book titled The Legend of Zelda Artwork Collection 3. It features the iconic golden Triforce symbol prominently displayed against a black background, and the title is written in both Japanese as Zelda no Densetsu and in English as The Legend of Zelda. The number 3 indicates that this is the third volume in the Artwork Collection series. This page is an introduction to the Legend of Zelda Artwork Collection 2 book, which is a supplement to Nintendo Dream magazine from February 2014. It includes unreleased illustrations and artwork from titles released after The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. This compilation is meant to commemorate the series' 35th anniversary. The page also mentions related works to the main titles covered in the book, such as BS, The Legend of Zelda, Link's Crossbow Training, The Legend of Zelda, Four Swords Anniversary Edition, Hyrule Warriors, All-Stars, Hyrule Warriors, Definitive Edition, Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, and Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. The page highlights a 25th anniversary illustration from 2011, created to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series. This illustration features various Link characters, from the original The Legend of Zelda, up to Skyward Sword, which was the newest title at the time. The page includes an illustration of Link from Link's Crossbow Training and the 25th anniversary artwork featuring numerous Link iterations. This page is the contents page for the Zelda no Densetsu Artwork Collection 3, listing various games from the Legend of Zelda series and their corresponding page numbers within the book. Games mentioned include The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening and its DX version, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the Oracle games, The Wind Waker, A Link to the Past and Four Swords Adventures, The Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Ocarina of Time 3D, Skyward Sword, The Wind Waker HD, A Link Between Worlds, Majora's Mask 3D, Triforce Heroes, Twilight Princess HD, Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening Switch version, and Skyward Sword HD. Below the contents is a section dedicated to a 30th anniversary illustration created for the 2016 campaign. The illustration features a collage of characters from the Zelda series arranged within a triangular Triforce shape, symbolizing the series. A zoomed-in section of the central logo area is shown to the right, indicating there was a version of the illustration that incorporated images into the logo itself. This page is a Hyrule history timeline diagram from the Zelda series. It's divided into two main sections, Goddess and Hero, and Seal War, and then further branching out into Child Era and Adult Era timelines after Ocarina of Time. The diagram maps out various games in chronological order, with brief plot summaries for each title. Games listed include Skyward Sword, The Minish Cap, Four Swords, Ocarina of Time, A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Oracle of Seasons / Oracle of Ages, A Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes, The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Four Swords Adventures, The Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, and Breath of the Wild. The page also includes a section explaining how to interpret the timeline diagram and its symbols. This page is dedicated to the original The Legend of Zelda, the first game in the series. It outlines the game's initial release in 1986 for the Famicom Disk System, and subsequent releases on other platforms like Famicom, Game Boy Advance, Virtual Console on Wii, Wii U and 3DS, and most recently on Nintendo Switch Online in 2018. The text describes the game's core story: Link's quest to rescue Princess Zelda from Ganon, exploring Hyrule, gathering the 8 fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom, and ultimately confronting Ganon at Death Mountain. It also points out the second quest, or Ura Zelda, which becomes available after the first playthrough and features rearranged dungeons and map. The page includes a screenshot from the game and artwork of Link. This page is dedicated to The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, also known as Link no Buken in Japan. It highlights that this title is part of the Famicom Mini 25 Disk System selection. The page lists various release dates for the game across different platforms, including its original Famicom release in 1987, Game Boy Advance in 2004, Wii in 2007, Wii U in 2013, 3DS in 2012, and Nintendo Switch Online in 2019. The text describes the game's story, mentioning that even after defeating Ganon, Hyrule's turmoil continues. 6 years later, a 16-year-old Link finds a crest-like mark appearing on his left hand, marking the beginning of a new adventure. Gameplay details are mentioned, such as obtaining the Triforce of Courage, rescuing Princess Zelda from her sleeping curse, and the shift from the previous top-down view to a side-scrolling perspective. The game emphasizes the use of shields for defense and the ability to switch between standing and crouching stances. It's noted that the action elements of the game have been enhanced and that it can be enjoyed on Nintendo Switch Online. The page features a large illustration of Link wielding a sword and shield, with a castle in the background. There is also a small screenshot of the game interface showing the side-scrolling gameplay. This page illustrates scenes from the original The Legend of Zelda. The top panel depicts Link, guided by Impa, Zelda's nursemaid, approaching a sealed door. A triangular mark floats in his left hand, leading him to the original Princess Zelda. In the middle panel, Link receives a key to obtain the Triforce of Courage from Impa, alongside a scroll and 6 crystals. Finally, the bottom panel shows Link surrounded by Triforce symbols, having gathered the Triforce of Wisdom and recovered the Triforce of Power from the great demon King Ganon. He is on a quest to gather the Triforce of Courage, located in the Valley of Death, to bring peace to Hyrule. This page is about the Super Famicom game Zelda no Densetsu, Kamigami no Triforce, known internationally as The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. It mentions the game's release date as November 21, 1991. The page highlights that in the story, Link needs to rescue Princess Zelda from the evil priest Agahnim, traveling between the world of light and the world of darkness to fight. The viewpoint is top-down, similar to the original Legend of Zelda. The dungeons are in 2Ds, but they are designed with height differences. The game is available on Nintendo Switch Online. The page features artwork of Link wielding his sword and shield, and another image of Link using a bow and arrow. There is also a screenshot from the game. This page showcases artwork of Link in various poses, reminiscent of the early Zelda games. The text notes that the style of illustration gives an impression similar to Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, but the actions and screen layout in the game are closer to the original, The Legend of Zelda. The artwork includes Link swimming underwater, attacking with his sword and shield, being hit by an enemy, and wielding a large sword with magical effects. This page showcases artwork of Link, the protagonist from The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. The illustrations depict various gameplay actions, such as Link pulling on a chain, running with his shield and sword, lunging forward with his sword, crouching with his shield raised, and lifting a large pot above his head. A text box explains that depending on the mechanism in the game, it's possible to pull objects. It also mentions that by using the Pegasus boots, Link can run and tackle enemies. This page showcases Princess Zelda from The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. On the right, Zelda is depicted in her formal ceremonial dress, while on the left, she is shown in her simpler, everyday clothes. The text explains that the formal dress is her usual attire, but when she is imprisoned in the dungeon by the priest Aghanim's scheme, she is in her simpler clothes, waiting for Link's help. Below, there is also an image of a fairy and Link sitting under a tree. This page is focused on the Game Boy Color game, The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX, which is part of the Zelda series, Yume o Miru Shima. It mentions that Link, who had previously returned peace to Hyrule, finds himself shipwrecked on Koholint Island after being caught in a storm at sea. To escape the island, Link needs to wake the sleeping windfish by gathering the 8 instruments of the sirens from various dungeons on the island. The text highlights the game's mysterious and unconventional storyline compared to other Zelda titles, and notes that it was originally released for the Game Boy and later re-released in color for the Game Boy Color, with the DX version also becoming available on the Virtual Console for the 3DS in 2011. The page includes artwork of Link holding his shield and sword, as well as a screenshot from the game itself. There's also a small section noting that Link's appearance is similar to his A Link to the Past appearance, suggesting they are the same Link, and that even though he loses his equipment in the shipwreck, his sword and shield eventually return to him on the island. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX. It features Marion with her harp, and the text describes her as a girl who is loved by the islanders and lives with Taryn, who she calls her favorite. There's also artwork of Link meeting Marion, Taryn, and the owl. In another section, Taryn is pictured holding a mushroom, and the owl is shown separately as well. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX. It features several images, a vibrant scene depicting Link, Marin, Takrin, and an owl in a jungle setting, with Koholint Island's egg in the background and a stylized sky. A screenshot inside a dungeon with Link holding a document or map. Quote, An overview shot of Koholint Island from above. An action scene showing Link battling Stalfos skeletons in a dungeon. The text highlights that in the DX version of Link's Awakening, features like the Color Dungeon and the Photoshop were added. This page is focused on The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It features artwork of adult Link, showcasing his design with the Hylian shield and Master Sword. The page highlights the game's story, mentioning how young Link from the Kokiri Forest confronts Ganondorf, who is trying to control Hyrule and obtain the Triforce. It also mentions the game's significant shift to 3D polygon graphics for a vast field of play, allowing players to follow Link from a third-person perspective and experience adventures with a new viewpoint. The text describes Link as a righteous figure with a pure heart, often called the Hero of Time. It explains that his true form is that of a child, but after 7 years have passed, he ventures into the adult world. The release information states the game was originally released on November 21, 1998, for the Nintendo 64. It also mentions virtual console releases for Wii on July 7, 2007, and Wii U on December 22, 2015. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It features various poses of Link, including him running, standing, and playing the ocarina, with Navi the fairy also present. The next page features character artwork of Link in various poses wielding his sword, shield, and bow. The text describes Link as a Kokiri who lives in the forest. It mentions he believed he was the only Kokiri without a fairy companion, but then he meets Navi the fairy. It talks about the Deku Tree being cursed and Link embarking on a journey to protect Hyrule. This likely relates to the game The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It features multiple illustrations of Link demonstrating various sword-fighting actions. The text explains that in this game, characters became more three-dimensional, and actions became more diverse, including sword swings in vertical and horizontal directions, side jumps, and backflips. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It features various illustrations of Link in action, including him pushing a large block, jumping, and wielding his sword and shield in a battle stance. The text describes that actions like spin attacks and pushing objects are carried over from previous Zelda games, and also notes that some objects can be climbed over. This page showcases various poses and actions of Link from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It depicts Link climbing a ladder, performing a jump slash, holding a bomb, and riding Epona. The text emphasizes the importance of height in actions like jump slashes, and highlights the ability to ride Link's horse, Epona. Additionally, Link is shown opening a treasure chest. This page showcases artwork of Link as a child from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It features multiple illustrations of young Link, one wielding a shield and sword, another with a sword raised, and a third aiming a slingshot. There's also a scene depicting Link pulling the Master Sword from its pedestal, with accompanying text explaining that by inserting and removing the Master Sword from its pedestal, Link can travel 7 years into the future or return to his original time, 7 years prior. This page showcases artwork for the game The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It features character art of Princess Zelda in her adult form and child form, as well as Sheik. The text describes Sheik as Princess Zelda in disguise, who appears in both the child and adult eras, and teaches Link various melodies. There is also a smaller illustration of child Zelda and Link sitting together. This page showcases character artwork for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Featured characters include Ganondorf, Ganon in his beast form, Rauru, Impa, Talon, Malingo, and Nabooru. The text describes Ganondorf, explaining that, in battle he transforms into this form for the final decisive battle, and Ganon is described as the demon beast form of Ganondorf, who wages holy war over the Triforce. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Featured are designs for Sakuya, and several Kokiri children labeled as the Kokiri tribe, including Mido. Also shown is the Goron character Darunia, and a typical Goron. The text explains that the Kokiri are a race that visually does not age, which is why Link's grown-up appearance after 7 years feels strange to his Kokiri friends like Sakuya. It also describes Gorons as a race with rock-like bodies living on Death Mountain, led by Darunia, and notes some Gorons can grow to be incredibly large. This page features character artwork from Zelda no Densetsu: Toki no Ocarina, known internationally as The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It showcases designs for Kaepora Gaebora, who are depicted as wise owls, King Zora, the ruler of the Zora people, and Princess Ruto in both her adult and child forms. The text next to King Zora describes him as the king of the Zora tribe in Zora's domain, and the text next to Ruto mentions that as the daughter of the king, she will grow into a dignified adult. This page features artwork of characters from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. It showcases concept art for Stalkid in two variations: Twinrova, comprised of the witches Kume and Kotake, who are noted as Ganondorf's wet nurses and are known to combine during battle. The page also includes artwork of the boss Guma and its larvae. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Featured are illustrations of the bosses, Baronade, Bongo Bongo, Phantom Ganon, King Dodongo, and Volvagia. This page is focused on the monsters of The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Titled Monsters, it presents artwork of various enemies from the game. You can see illustrations of creatures such as Lizalfos, Dodongo, Skulltula spiders, Wallmasters and Floormasters, Gibdos, Bimo statues, Lever, Iron Knuckles, the Dead Hand, Likes, and Ghostly Pose. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. It features concept art of various enemies, including Dodongo, Goma, and Armos Knight. Additionally, there are images of the Darknut enemies and Link battling the Water Temple mini-boss within a bubble of water, and also Link fighting Phantom Ganon. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. It features various scenes and characters from the game, including the Great Deku Tree, Link riding Epona engulfed in flames, a group shot of Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, and other characters, Link battling Stalfos, Link facing Ganondorf on horseback amidst lightning, and a map of Hyrule titled Hyrule World Atlas. This page is dedicated to The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It highlights the game's title in both Japanese and English and includes artwork featuring Majora's Mask and Link. The page details release information for Majora's Mask, noting its original release on April 27, 2000 for the Nintendo 64. It also mentions later releases for the Virtual Console on Wii on April 7, 2009, and for Wii U on June 29, 2016. The page also focuses on Link, describing his fairy companion, Chet, who was originally a friend of Skull Kid and now accompanies Link. The text further explains that Majora's Mask is a sequel to Ocarina of Time, set a few months later. It describes the game's premise, where Link is in the world of Termina, facing a moon that will fall in 3 days and cause destruction. Link can repeat these 3 days and use masks to change his appearance and gain special abilities to solve the mysteries of the world. Finally, the page mentions Link's initial equipment in the game, which includes the Kokiri sword and Hero's shield. It also notes that the feather sword from the left illustration can be used in the game. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It illustrates Link in different scenarios: his powerful fierce deity form wielding a double helix sword, Link jumping with his shield, Link holding the Deku mask, and Link riding Epona. The text describes the fierce deity mask transformation for Link in this game and highlights a key difference from Ocarina of Time. In Majora's Mask, Link can ride his horse Epona even in his child form. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It features the transformed forms of Link using the Deku Mask, Goron Mask, and Zora Mask. The text explains that these are Link's forms when transformed by the Deku Nuts, Goron Mask, and Zora Mask. Additionally, artwork of the characters Skull Kid and Kafei, both from Majora's Mask, are also displayed on the page, including Kafei wearing the Keaton Mask. This page features character artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It showcases various residents of Clock Town and other areas, with a note explaining that their fates in the final 3 days of the game are influenced by Link's actions. Characters depicted include the Happy Mask Salesman, Mayor Dotur, Madame Aroma, Cremia and Romani, Pamela and Pamela's father, Anju, and the Bomber's gang of children. This page features character artwork from the Zelda series, primarily showcasing characters from The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. We see illustrations of various characters, including a blacksmith, depicted with a large muscular figure and a smaller assistant holding a hammer. The Deku Nut Tribe, or Deku Scrubs, showcasing different types of these plant-like creatures. Goron Elder and Son, with an aged Goron and a younger Goron child, the postman, a recurring character, and a monkey depicted separately below. Quote, Darmani 2I, the Goron hero. Quote, a creature and a baby-like character, likely related to the Gorons, Tingle, the quirky mapmaker character. The Daru Blue Azora band, that. The text details this is a Zora band with members. Lulu on vocals, Mikau on guitar, Japas on bass, Evan as leader and keyboardist, Digio on drums, and Toto as manager. The page also has a title at the top right, which translates to The Legend of Zelda. Back reverse, hidden, Jura's Rebellion. This might be a reference to a concept related to the reverse world, or hidden elements within the Zelda lore, possibly connected to Majora's Mask. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It features character designs such as Twin Mold, Majora's Mask itself, Got, Gyorg, King Egostu Ikana, and Odolwa. The page also includes 2 illustrations, one depicting Link on Epona surrounded by characters and masks from the game, and another showing Link in Clocktown at night in front of the clock tower. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. It features several illustrations of Link, including one large image of him holding the Harp of Ages, and smaller images showing him in action with a sword, shield, boomerang, and even swimming. The text mentions that these 2 games, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, are set in Holodrum and Labrynna respectively. By clearing one game, you can obtain a password to input into the other, allowing the 2 worlds to connect in a link system. The page also notes the original release date on Game Boy Color as February 27, 2001, and the Virtual Console release on 3DS as February 27, 2013. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages. It features character designs for Link in various poses, including one with a shovel and one with boxing gloves riding Ricky the Kangaroo. Princess Zelda is also depicted in her game design. Additionally, the page shows artwork for Makar Tree, Forest Fairy, and the Yura tribe, all elements and characters from these Zelda titles. This page features character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages. It showcases various characters from these games, including members of the Goron tribe, Tingle, the postman, the mask shop owner, the pirate captain and his skeletal crew, a lizard person, Ingo, and members of the Zora tribe. The text notes that some characters, like the Goron tribe and the pirate captain, appear in both Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, just like the character Maple. This page showcases characters from the games The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages. Featured are character illustrations, including Din, the Oracle of Seasons, and other characters such as Sakura, who is playing an instrument, Mrs. Zamasu, and Professor Wright, who is reading a book. Additionally, Maple the Apprentice Witch, the Mayor of Rule Village, and TikTok, who appears to be working on clock mechanisms, are also displayed. Another scene depicts a cat sitting in a tree, while a man with a megaphone stands below, seemingly talking to it. The next page showcases character designs from The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages, referred to as Zelda's Legend, Mysterious Tree Fruit Earth Chapter, Spacetime Chapter. We see artwork of characters such as Ralph, who is described as Nairu's childhood friend and a descendant of Queen Akimbi, noting his eyebrows are very similar to hers. Nairu, the Oracle of Time, is shown, and the text explains she is possessed by the dark priest very similar as part of his plan. Guru-san is depicted as a traveling performer through time, always busy advertising in fields with his food box and megaphone. Other characters featured with their names are Elder Aradara, Syrups the Witch, the farming couple Beck and Lamine, and Floral. The next page features character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages. It showcases designs for characters like Thomas, Malin and Talon, Queen Atimbi, Bipin, Mayor Blen, Mama Muyan, Impa, Rafton, and Decadin. The next page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and Oracle of Ages. It features character designs like Toki, Shibaru, Kano, Suver and Partner, a shop owner, Troy, a hand monster, and a carpenter boss with his carpenters. These appear to be various characters from the Oracle games, showing a range of personalities and roles within the game world. This page showcases character artwork from the Game Boy Color games The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Featured are illustrations of several characters including the characters, a red-winged demon, Boss Breland, a green pig-like monster king, Gorgon, a heavily armored golden knight, and Ganon. The text explains that by using the link system between the two games to solve mysteries in both worlds, a scenario where the familiar boss character Ganon appears can be unlocked. The next page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, and The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, that features illustrations of the characters Twindrova and Varin prominently. Below these character portraits, there are key visuals from each game, depicting Link alongside central figures from both Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. The text at the bottom highlights that these main visuals depict key characters from both games. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. The concept is described as touching anime, utilizing 3D CG toon rendering. The goal is to rescue his kidnapped sister and to travel the Great Sea using the wind-tacked Wind Waker. The page highlights the diverse actions available and how Link and other characters' expressions serve as hints for solving mysteries. The release date is noted as December 13, 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube. The page primarily features various poses of Link in the game's art style. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker. It features various illustrations of Link, the main character, in his distinctive toon style from this game. The text next to one of the images explains that in Wind Waker, Link is a 12-year-old boy living on Prolo Island. According to island custom, he wears green clothes for his birthday, but on that day his younger sister Errol is kidnapped by a bird, which sets him off on his adventure. This page features characters from The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. We see various depictions of Link, including one with a sword and shield described as looking like a hero, with text stating his younger sister Errol is a cheerful and thoughtful girl who loves telescopes. Other characters shown are Link's grandma, his sister Errol, Princess Zelda, and Laruto, who is described as the Fairy Queen. This page showcases character artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It features various characters with their Japanese names listed including Tetra, Gonzo, Seneca, Nico, Zuko, Mako, and Nudge. Below them is the Outset Island Exploration Team, and more characters like Apuri, Masao, Joel, Del, Rose Grandma, and Chapo are shown. The page seems to be a character guide or concept art compilation for the game. This page showcases character artwork for The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It features illustrations of various characters from the game, including members of the Korok family like Makar, and Rito characters such as Medli, Komali, and Odris. Other characters shown are the human Terry, Salvatore behind a podium, Fado, the Kokiri sage, playing a violin, Link sailing on the King of Red Lions, King Daphnes, Nohansen Hyrule, and Valu. A text box explains that the legendary hero is said to be a Kokiri boy like Fado, and that the Kokiri tribe changed their appearance over time to become the Korok tribe. The next page showcases character designs from the game The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Featured are various characters including Mool and her father, Maggie and her father, Genzo, Manny A, Tsukuru Hajime, Totu, Doc Van Dam, Suzunari, Akioji, Akashachi, and Mrs. Marie. This page showcases character artwork for The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It features character designs including Valu, the Deku Tree, and Beetle, labeled as a wandering open-air merchant. There are also designs for Tingle, and what appear to be variations of Tingle in different colors, green, pink, blue, and white, named Tingle, Ankle, Knuckle, and David Jr. Below these are a fish character, labeled as Fishman, a tall fairy figure labeled Great Fairy, and frog-like characters labeled Fado and Raiten. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It features various enemies from the game including the Stalfos, Bokoblin, Moblin, Kargarok, Reded, Lithula, Gamos, and Chuchus. This page showcases enemies from The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It features artwork of the Wizrobe, Gyorg, Darknut, Phantom Ganon, and Go mode. The text describes the Darknut enemy, explaining that they are heavily armored with large shields, are subordinates of Ganon, and their strength differs depending on their color, with some also wearing mantles. This page features artwork from The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It displays character art of various bosses and enemies. Included are Puppet Ganon, Jalhala, Kaledamos, Molduga, Goma, Helmarok King, and Godon. This page showcases artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. It features various images, including Link facing off against Bokoblins, Link sailing on the King of Red Lion's boat, Link battling Ganondorf with Zelda, and a scene on Windfall Island Beach. There are also two stained glass style artworks, one depicting Zelda and Link together, and another smaller one showing Link with a sword and shield. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker. It features a range of concept sketches, including Link interacting with a Bokoblin, Link with a fairy, and several storyboard panels that appear to depict scenes from the game's narrative, such as Link on horseback, encountering enemies, and events involving the Triforce. At the bottom, there are illustrations of stained glass window designs, each featuring Link in different poses and with varying symbolic elements around him. This page features artwork and information about The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Four Swords. It highlights that the Game Boy Advance version includes a remake of the Super Famicom game, A Link to the Past, and the brand new Game Boy Advance title, Four Swords. The page explains that Four Swords allows for 2 to 4 players to play together using a communication cable. The story revolves around rescuing Princess Zelda, who has been captured by Gufu, likely referring to Ganon in English versions. The objective is to guide Link to gather rupees to achieve this rescue. The artwork showcases Link in 2 poses, one holding a sword and shield, and another aiming a bow and arrow. The text notes that the illustrations are newly drawn and give a softer, more gentle impression compared to the Super Famicom version. The poses are largely the same, making comparisons interesting. This page showcases various poses of Link, the main character from the Zelda series, in an action-oriented style. The Japanese text on the right, and 4, translates to The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Four Swords. The artwork seems to be focused on illustrating Link's movements and actions, including sword attacks, shield defense, lifting a pot, pulling a chain, and even swimming. It appears to be design sketches or character pose references for these games, likely highlighting gameplay actions. The next page focuses on Princess Zelda, showcasing her in various outfits including formal wear, casual dress, and even imprisoned. There's an image of Zelda alongside Link, navigating an underground passage. The text notes that Princess Zelda is newly illustrated in both formal and casual attire, and these images, along with depictions of her and Link in the passage, expand the game's imagery. The page title also mentions Zelda's Legend, A Link to the Past, and Four Swords. There is also an image of Aghanim. This page showcases artwork related to The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Four Swords. The page features various scenes, including Link waking up in bed with Princess Zelda visible through bars in the background, Link resting in a forest, a Darknut enemy, and Link battling a Molduga. There's also artwork depicting the Triforce and the Master Sword in its pedestal. Finally, at the bottom, a mosaic-style artwork reads Master Force and shows cloud-like figures with wings blowing wind towards the Master Sword symbol. This page focuses on the Four Swords, explaining that while it's still Link, this version is visually closer to the style of The Wind Waker. It clarifies that with the power of the Four Sword, Link is split into 4 different colored versions: green, red, blue, and purple tunics, which are all depicted in the artwork. This page showcases artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Four Swords. It depicts various colored links, representing the 4 links from the Four Swords game: green, red, blue, and purple. These links are shown engaging with a large, Cyclops-like enemy called a giant Choo-Choo. The text explains that in order to rescue Princess Zelda, players need to collect rupees to prove their courage to fairies in 3 different regions. It highlights the novelty of players competing for rupees, even though rupees are a common currency in the Zelda series. The text also emphasizes the importance of cooperation in defeating enemies. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Four Swords. It features different colored links wielding swords, representing the multiplayer aspect of the Four Swords game, alongside Princess Zelda. There is also an illustration of a pink creature called the Hania Fairy, which is described as a fairy from the Shrine of the Beginning, who teaches players basic game mechanics like items and puzzles. Below are illustrations of 3 great fairies: the Kaigeru Great Fairy, Chao Great Fairy, and Tonbo Great Fairy. The text, next to Zelda, explains her role in the game, where she is kidnapped by a revived Gufu, likely Ganon, and players need to cooperate in 24-player mode to rescue her. This page presents character concepts from The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and 4 Swords. It includes artwork for enemies like Gufu, a bat-like creature with a large eye; Deguchitaro, a plant monster with multiple heads; Hikkun, a fire enemy; Derazoru, an octopus-like monster; and Tohoho, a ghost-like figure. Additionally, there are 2 screenshots. One image shows a stone monument decorated with sun and sword emblems, with the Master Sword positioned in front. The second image is an overview map of Hyrule, showcasing diverse regions, including a volcanic area. This page showcases The Legend of Zelda: 4 Swords Adventures, which is referred to in Japanese as Zelda no Densetsu, 4 Swords Plus. This game was released in Japan on March 18, 2004, for the Nintendo GameCube. The page details that this title is a sequel to A Link to the Past and 4 Swords, and includes 3 main game modes. These are Hyrule Adventure, which is the main story; Shadow Battle, where 2 to 4 players can compete against each other; and Navi Trackers, a pirate crew entrance exam playable with up to 4 people simultaneously. Analysis. Navi Trackers mode is set in the world of The Wind Waker, and the goal is to collect medals to become a fully fledged pirate. The page clarifies that in Hyrule Adventure, the playable characters are Link's doubles, whereas in Navi Trackers, they are Tetra's pirate subordinates in disguise. The page also features artwork of Link in red, purple, blue, and green tunics, representing the different playable Links in the game. This page showcases artwork of characters from the Zelda series, specifically focusing on Link, Tingle, and Tetra in a distinctive cartoon style. The text mentions that in Hyrule Adventure and Navi Trackers, Tingle appears as a rival character. It is noted that Tingle is particularly strong in Navi Trackers. Hyrule Adventure is likely referring to the Minish Cap, and Navi Trackers to 4 Swords Adventures, which are both Zelda games released internationally. This page showcases artwork related to The Legend of Zelda: 4 Swords Plus. The top section features 2 similar illustrations, depicting multiple Links being chased by a moblin-like character. Below, there is artwork showing 4 Links surrounded by dark enemies, suggesting a battle scenario. On the right, there is a map of Hyrule that is described in the text as the adventure stage for Hyrule Adventure within the game. The text mentions that Hyrule is divided into 8 regions, and each region has 3 courses available. This page is about The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. It features artwork of Link, who is described as the main character, a swordsman apprentice from Hyrule who is childhood friends with Princess Zelda. He is embarking on a journey to save Zelda. Ezlo is also introduced, described as a mysterious being in the form of a hat, who acts and moves with Link. Ezlo is actually a wise Picori, who was transformed by Vahati. The page also provides a brief synopsis of the game's story. Princess Zelda has been turned to stone by an evil sorcerer. To break the curse, Link sets out on an adventure, accompanied by his partner Ezlo's magic, which allows him to shrink in size and explore a miniature world within the real world, similar to something from a fairy tale. The page also mentions the game is available on the Game Boy Advance and was later released on the Virtual Console for Wii U. A small screenshot from the game is also shown, depicting an indoor area. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, featuring Link wearing the unique Picori cap, Ezlo. The page highlights sword techniques in the game, explaining that Link can learn 8 different sword skills from masters of the Teshin style scattered throughout the world. One specific technique mentioned is the dash slash, which is performed using the Pegasus boots to charge into enemies. There's also a reference to the game's packaging, noting that Link and Ezlo are depicted looking upwards, prompting the question of what they are looking at. This page highlights gameplay mechanics from The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. It first describes the spin attack, noting it as the initial sword technique learned, including a more powerful, continuous spin attack. Next, it features the Gust Jar, explaining it as a magic pot capable of both sucking in and blowing out air, using light from its tip to flip objects for puzzle solving and combat. Finally, it showcases the mole mitts, which enable digging through ground and walls, posing the question of whether rupees or enemies will be unearthed. The next page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. It features illustrations of Link in various poses wielding his sword and shield. One section highlights gameplay mechanics, mentioning that while viewing the map, players can press the Select T button to receive advice. The page also introduces the Picori, described as small legendary creatures that are usually invisible to adults and are associated with making things like the Kakera Wase no Kakera, likely referring to fusion pieces. It notes that children are the only ones who can typically see them. The text also points out that powerful equipment, like the Four Sword and Mirror Shield, can be obtained in the game. This page features characters from the Zelda series, specifically Princess Zelda, Velati, referred to as Gufu, and Link with Eslo from the Minish Cap game. It provides brief character descriptions. Zelda is described as the Princess of Hyrule, who possesses the legendary force. She is childhood friends with Link and is turned to stone by Vamati during the Picori festival. Vamati is presented as a magical person who seeks the force. He was originally a Picori and Eslo's apprentice, but gained magical powers from the wishing cap that Eslo created. The bottom text explains that Link and Eslo are depicted wielding a sword and shield respectively, and the background artwork contains fragments that, when combined, reveal secret locations. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. The top image illustrates how ordinary Choo-Choo enemies become massive boss-level threats when Link shrinks to a tiny Minish size. The other images depict Link in different game scenarios, one with Link sitting on a large mushroom in a forest setting, and another showing Link battling a Darknut Knight, possibly in a castle or dungeon environment with a stained glass window in the background. This page showcases artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. The images depict various scenes from the game, including Link in a forest surrounded by Minish people, Link being carried over lava by a large bird, Link fighting a bird-like creature with his sword, and Link examining a key frozen in ice. This page is dedicated to The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It mentions that this title was released simultaneously with the Wii console and is set in the future after the events of Ocarina of Time. The page notes that the GameCube version was released earlier than the Wii version, and the GameCube version was also sold online. The page features a large illustration of Link wielding his sword and shield. Below the image of Link, there's text describing him as the protagonist, a young man from Tawal Village, and how the GameCube version controls are similar to previous Link games with left-handed controls. It also explains that the Wii version uses the Wii Remote, allowing players to swing the controller for a more immersive and right-handed sword-fighting experience. There is also a small screenshot showing Link and Epona in a Twilight setting, which is likely a scene from the game. This page showcases artwork from Zelda no Densetsu, Twilight Princess, or The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess in English. The text describes Link's trusty horse, Epona, explaining she isn't just for galloping across Hyrule's vast lands, but also for mounted combat. Another section details Link's wolf transformation in the Twilight Realm. When Link is in his wolf form with Midna, his senses are heightened, allowing him to see things invisible to humans and communicate with animals. The next page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features various depictions of Link, including action poses with his sword and shield. One image highlights a gameplay mechanic, explaining that the side jump from Z-targeting is a fundamental action to evade enemy attacks and immediately counterattack. Another section illustrates Link interacting with goats at Tawal Ranch, noting that these animals sometimes escape, and players need to catch them by firmly grabbing their horns. Finally, there is an image of Wolf Link. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features various illustrations of Midna, described as appearing before Link in his shadow form. She aids Link in finding a certain item, being knowledgeable about the shadow world, though her true motives are enigmatic. The page also presents artwork of Princess Zelda, the royal princess of Hyrule. The text explains that Hyrule was invaded by Zant from the Shadow Realm, and Zelda is held captive in Hyrule Castle, sacrificing herself for the safety of her people. This page showcases character artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features character profiles for 4 individuals from Toaru Village. Starting from the top left, we see Bo, the village chief and Ilya's father, described as being skilled and brave, but unable to stand up to his wife. Next to him on the right is Ilya, Link's childhood friend, and Bo's daughter, always concerned about Link. Below Bo on the left is Colin, a child of Toaru village who admires Link and is described as kind and honest, but a bit timid. Finally, on the bottom right is Moi, described as a swordsman and older brother figure in Toaru village, who teaches Link swordsmanship and is praised for his golden Coco, chicken, riding skills. This page features character designs from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. The characters showcased are the children from Orden Village, Beth, Talo, and Malo. There's also Renato, the shaman of Kakariko Village, his daughter Luda, and Barnes, the bomb shop owner in Kakariko Village. The text gives brief descriptions of each character, such as Beth being a child from Ordon Village who admires Link, Talo being Malo's older brother who is a bit of a rascal, Malo being the younger brother who speaks sharply despite being a baby, Renato being a kind and calm shepherd in Kakariko Village who is respected by everyone, and Luda being Renato's daughter who is polite and well-mannered, resembling her father. Barnes is described as running the bomb shop in Kakariko Village, and while bombs are dangerous, he handles them carefully in the shop and is always mindful of fire. This page showcases characters from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features the Goron race, who are described as living on Death Mountain, being gentle, and enjoying hot springs. Two specific Gorons are highlighted: Don Corone, a Goron elder currently leading the tribe, and Darbus, the Goron chief known for his strength, who leads with 4 other elders. The page also introduces the Great Fairy, who appears in Great Fairy Caves and makes fairies appear in Spirit Springs. Finally, it shows the sages, 5 individuals who protect the Mirror of Twilight in the Mirror Chamber, located somewhere in the world. This page showcases character designs from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It focuses on 2 main races, the Zora and the Goron. Regarding the Zora, the text explains that the Zora reside in Zora's domain and control the water. Currently, Queen Rutella is the ruling monarch, leading the Zora tribe. We see artwork of a female Zora warrior, wielding a trident, and a regal-looking Queen Zora, with ornate jewelry and fins. There is also a smaller Zora child, who is identified in the text as Prince Rakkalos, the son of the Zora king. It is noted he is skilled at catching the river fish, Hyrule Loach. Moving to the Gorons, we have Dosinkoff and Matonia, who are described as a married Goron couple residing in the Snow Peak ruins. The text highlights that Dosinkoff makes delicious soup and carries ingredients in a bottle. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features 5 characters: Rafureru, who is described as Princess Zelda's former tutor investigating the Hyrulean anomalies; Ashu, a spirited female member of the Resistance who is rigorously trained in military tactics by her Night Father; Shadow, a scholar researching Hyrule's ancient civilization and working alongside Rafureru; Taruma, the female owner of Castletown's Tavern who is also aiding the Resistance in investigating the Hyrulean anomalies and whose pet cat is named Louise; and Agiha, the self-proclaimed princess of the Bug Kingdom who is attempting to invite people to the Golden Bug House. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It introduces 6 characters: Hina, who runs a fishing boat rental shop and guided lure fishing tours in Zora's River; Liz, Hina's sister, who operates a popular fortune-telling shop with an afro style; and the postman, described as a conscientious young man who delivers mail everywhere. Also featured are the celebrity shop clerk from Castletown, who works in a high-class general store catering to celebrities and is well-suited to serve wealthy clientele; Raka, who manages the Lake Hylia amusement park's sightseeing business and was originally a server; and Toby, also a sightseeing guide in Lake Hylia and previously a server as well. This page showcases monsters from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features various enemies, such as the Stalfo, a skeletal swordsman that can be defeated using bombs. The page also mentions Bufi, ghosts that appear in various locations. Defeating them and collecting their souls allows you to obtain a bottle filled with Great Fairy's tears. Moblins are also featured, described as giant bird-like creatures from the Shadow World, manipulated by Zant, who form gangs, plunders, and fight with clubs and arrows. Another monster is the Shadow Messenger, a dark demon sent by Zant from the Shadow World, whose purpose is to steal the light of Hyrule. The page visually presents other creatures, including a Shadow Beast Ganon-type enemy, a skeletal Wolfos, and a shadow bird-like monster. The next page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and presents various enemies from the game. These include Lizalfos, described as shadow insects whose defeat brings back light, and a shadow insect creature that resembles a baba serpent. There's a puppet controlled by a character called Tall Kid of the Lost Woods, found in the Lost Woods, Babalant, the forest temple boss, which is a giant poisonous parasitic plant, Dangoros, a Goron mines boss protecting the hero's bow and attacks by charging at high speed, and Magdoflames, who is Goron, Elder Darvis transformed into a monster whose weak point is his forehead. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features illustrations of various enemies encountered in the game, each accompanied by a brief description in Japanese. Starting from the top left, we see Octail, described as the boss of the Lakebed Temple, noting its fast movements and attacks in unfavorable underwater battles against Link. Next is Deku Toad, a monster frog characterized by its massive body used for jump-crushing attacks. Below Octail is Giant Bug, which is Armagoma. It's described as a giant shadow insect that appeared in Lake Hylia, attacking with electrical discharges. Moving to the right, we have King Bulblin, the leader of the Bulblins. The text explains he rides King Bulbo, engaging in wicked deeds. Next to King Bulblin is Ganon's puppet, likely named Gobera in Japanese text. It's described as an evil sword sealed deep within a labyrinth, although the image is of the puppet itself. Below Giant Bug is Stalkid, a mischievous character residing in the Lost Woods. It's mentioned that Stalkid manipulates puppets using a horn. Finally, at the bottom right, we see Helmasaur King, referred to as the boss of the Arbiter's grounds in the desert. It's depicted as a fossilized, ancient giant beast, lying in wait for prey at the bottom of a pit. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, featuring various enemies. It introduces Hammer Knuckle, described as a fierce warrior wielding a giant chain hammer, attacking by jumping and swinging. Virus, the boss of the Snow Peak Ruins, is mentioned as an ice phantom transformed by an evil force. Shelled Guma, a familiar giant knight from the series, is highlighted for its strong defense and use of a great sword and shield. Darknut, a spider demon boss lurking in the deepest part of the Time Shrine, is noted to have a weak point at the large eye on its back. Argorok, a dragon knight with large wings, is described as attacking from the sky with sudden dives. Lastly, Ganon's puppet, appearing in the heavenly capital, is depicted as a powerful boss generating storms with its wings and incinerating everything with fiery breath. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. It features Ganondorf in his human form, described as the root of all evil, who was exiled to the Shadow Realm. He is manipulating Zant to try and control both the world of light and shadow, being a master swordsman, even surpassing Link, employing a wide range of sword techniques. Next to him is Zant, the ruler of the Shadow Realm, possessing immense magical power. Zant is initiating an invasion to transform all of Hyrule into the Shadow Realm. He appears as Phantom Zant in the Shadow Realm and uses diverse attacks. Finally, the page shows Ganondorf's demon beast form, Ganon. Now, in this state, he utilizes his enormous size for attacks like charging. The next page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. The page features 4 distinct images. The top left image shows Link standing before a shadowy figure with a castle in the background. The top right image depicts Link in action, battling skeletal enemies and dragons in a reddish, twilight-like setting. The bottom left image shows Link fighting armored knights in a dimly lit environment. Finally, the bottom right image features Link riding Epona into battle against various enemies in a more vibrant, green setting, with a faint image of Princess Zelda in the background. This page is about the Nintendo DS game, The Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass, known in Japan as Zeruda no Densetsu, Mugen no Tsunadoke. It's a pen-action adventure game where you control everything with the touch pen, including movement, actions, and puzzle solving. The story is set a few months after The Wind Waker and follows Link and Tetra as they adventure with pirates. The story starts when Link encounters a ghost ship. The page introduces characters: Link, the protagonist, and Linebeck, a ship captain who is described as cowardly and greedy, but will sail with Link to find treasure. Ciela is also featured, a fairy who has lost her memories and helps Link. The game was released in Japan on June 23, 2007, for the Nintendo DS, and later, on August 3, 2016, for the Virtual Console on Wii U. This page showcases artwork for The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. It points out the touch pen functionality, explaining that players can use it to freely write notes on the in-game map. The page also introduces the character Linebeck, describing him as appearing unscrupulous but actually being quite cautious, leaving dangerous tasks to Link while taking the rewards for himself. Additionally, it depicts Link and Linebeck sailing the Great Sea on a customizable ship, mentioning the ability to customize the boat with parts and exchange these parts with other players using Street Pass communication. This page showcases character artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. It features Tetra, described as the spirited leader of the Tetra Pirates, who disappears after boarding a ghost ship. The page also shows the Phantoms, knights created by Bellum, that guard the Temple of the Ocean King, noting that they are immune to attacks from the front and come in different varieties. Additionally, there is artwork for Siwan, depicted as a mysterious old man who aids Link and lives with Ciela, whom he found collapsed at sea. Lastly, it illustrates the Goron tribe from Goron Island, characterized as righteous and gentle, and the Yuki Fuwashi tribe from Ice Island, who are said to be troubled by the yokas living on the same island. This page showcases The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks, released on December 23, 2009 for the Nintendo DS, and later distributed on Virtual Console for Wii U from August 9, 2016. The page highlights that this installment, a masterpiece for the Nintendo DS utilizing touch controls, is set 100 years after Phantom Hourglass. It emphasizes the importance of trains in this adventure, with Link in an engineer's outfit, and the exciting prospect of adventuring alongside Princess Zelda and Phantoms to solve numerous collaborative puzzles. The page also introduces Link, the protagonist, as a young boy from Moyle Village, aspiring to be an engineer. He attends an inauguration ceremony at Hyrule Castle to become a certified engineer, where he meets Princess Zelda. New items are also teased, including the pan flute and a whip, with questions posed about their functionalities and connections to sages. This page showcases artwork for the Nintendo DS game, The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. Illustrations of Link are shown using items such as the boomerang, which is controlled by drawing a path on the screen with the touch pen, and the new item called the Hurricane Propeller, that is activated by blowing into the DS microphone to create wind. Princess Zelda is also depicted, and the text explains that she is a princess living in Hyrule Castle, who secretly leaves with Link, but her body is stolen by Byrne, leaving her as a spirit. This page features artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. It showcases the phantom enemies in the game. The text explains that phantoms, who guard the Tower of Spirits, are initially enemies possessed by monster souls, blocking Link's path. However, when Princess Zelda in her spirit form possesses them, they become helpful allies. The page also mentions a battle mode, where up to 4 Links can fight, and in this mode, the Phantom becomes a powerful enemy that chases after the Links. The artwork depicts different colored Links and Phantoms in action, alongside a train, highlighting various gameplay scenarios. This page showcases character artwork for The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks, which was released internationally. We see illustrations for several characters, including Shirokuni, who is described as Link's mentor, and a former royal soldier who has met Princess Zelda. Then there's Daigo, a mysterious man riding the demon train and who is said to have stolen Zelda's body. Kimaroki Daijin, the Chancellor of Hyrule Kingdom, is also shown. He is described as being manipulated by Zelda, and secretly plotting the revival of Malladus with the demon tribe. Nico, an elderly resident of Yorihiri Village, is depicted as a former sea pirate who enjoys making papercraft and has youthful portraits in his room. Lastly, Barubu, likely intended to be Bulb, is shown, described as one of the sages who play different instruments in the story. The next page showcases artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. It features illustrations of the Demon Train and the Bomber Train, which are enemy trains in the game. Also shown is Tetsuo, a railway enthusiast with a camera, described as a railway fan who takes photos by the tracks. Another character, Sharon, is introduced as one of the Lokomo Sages, native people who protect the Tower of Spirits and help Link by giving him the Spirit Train and the Lokomo Sword. An additional illustration depicts Link and Zelda riding a train. This page showcases artwork of Link battling monsters from The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. The top section depicts Link facing off against a large lava giant boss called Iwantos, or Lava Giant Iwantos, highlighting how Link bravely aims his arrows at its giant eye, which is likely its weak point. The bottom section illustrates Link confronting monsters wielding large clubs, indicating another combat scenario in the game. These monsters are shown attacking Link. This page is about The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D. It showcases artwork of both adult and child Link. Adult Link is depicted riding Epona, while child Link is shown wielding a slingshot. The page mentions that Ocarina of Time was originally released on the Nintendo 64 and was very popular. The 3DS remake allowed players to experience the entire game in 3D, expanding the vast world of Hyrule, and it is mentioned that even the Wind Waker special pre-order bonus game, Ura Zelda, likely referring to Master Quest, is included. The text explains that adult Link is awakened as the hero of time after pulling the Master Sword from its pedestal, causing him to sleep for 7 years. Child Link, empowered by the Master Sword, is capable of traversing time across 7 years, allowing him to travel between the past and future to solve puzzles. The page also lists release information in Japan: the Nintendo 3DS version released on June 16, 2011, the download version on November 1, 2012, and the Virtual Console for Wii U version on December 12, 2015. A small screenshot shows Link and Zelda talking, with Zelda saying something about Epona being cute. This page showcases characters from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D. It features illustrations of Princess Zelda and Ganondorf. The text next to Zelda describes her prophetic dream about Hyrule's future, leading her to recognize Link as the hero and entrust him with the secret treasure, the Ocarina of Time. The text next to Ganondorf explains how he invaded the Sacred Realm, obtained the Triforce of Power, and became the Demon King, plunging Hyrule into terror. This page is about artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D. The top image is the main illustration newly drawn for the release of Ocarina of Time 3D, which was also used for the game's packaging. It depicts Link riding Epona across the vast and beautiful Hyrule field. The bottom of the page shows illustrations of the final battle with Ganondorf. The image on the right is a re-recording from the original Nintendo 64 version of Ocarina of Time. The illustration above it, showing Link and Ganondorf engulfed in flames, was used as a Nintendo prepaid card during the 25th anniversary of the Zelda series. This page is dedicated to The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. It highlights that this game depicts the very beginning of the Zelda legends, set in the Sky Island of Skyloft and the land below. The story focuses on the secrets of the Master Sword's origin and the intertwined destinies of Zelda and Link. The text emphasizes the immersive gameplay thanks to the Wii Motion Plus controls, enhancing the connection with Link and allowing for unique, motion-based puzzle solving. The Japanese release date is noted as November 23, 2011, for the Wii console. The page also features artwork of Link, who is described as a young man from Skyloft training at the Knight Academy. He partners with a legendary red Loftwing to embark on a quest to the surface world to find Zelda, who has fallen from the sky. This page is dedicated to The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. It showcases various poses of Link wielding the Goddess Sword, which is the precursor to the Master Sword in Skyward Sword. The text explains that the Goddess Sword, which Link obtains, grows and develops throughout his adventure. It is also mentioned that by raising the sword to the sky, Link can unleash a skyward strike. This page showcases various poses and actions of Link from the game The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. The artwork illustrates Link wielding different items like the Master Sword, the slingshot, the harp, and the Hylian shield, along with poses depicting him sitting, drinking a potion, using a parachute, and flying. The text mentions that with Motion Plus, players could experience even more diverse movements in the game, such as Link sitting in a chair, which is described as a rare sight. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. It features various poses of Link using different items and weapons from the game, like a slingshot, bug net, whip, bow and arrow, and a cannon. The text mentions that many different items will appear in the game to support Link's adventure and puzzle solving in various locations. It also notes that some of these items can be upgraded to become even more useful. This page features character artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. It showcases Zelda in a couple of different poses, one with her companion bird and another playing a harp. There's also artwork of an old man, identified as being found alone in the sealed temple and appearing to wait quietly for something. Finally, Impa is featured as a Sheikah woman and messenger of the goddess, described as someone who helped Zelda with unwavering faith. The text next to Zelda mentions she is Link's childhood friend, with a bright personality, and is the daughter of Headmaster Gaipora from the Knight Academy. It also says she embarks on a journey across the land to face her destiny as the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia. This page features artwork for characters from The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. It showcases Fi, who is described as a spirit residing within the goddess sword that Link obtains. She is characterized as being mechanical in her speech, but possesses vast knowledge and supports Link's adventure with advice. The page also features Girahim, described as the demon lord of the imprisoned, aiming for Zelda's revival. He is noted as a flamboyant leader of the demon tribe, who will repeatedly confront Link in battle. This page is dedicated to characters from the game The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. It features artwork and descriptions for various characters and creature types. The characters shown are Bado, described as a Skyloft Knight Academy classmate who is particular about his hairstyle and a bit of a bully to Link. Gebra, the headmaster of the Knight Academy. He is Zelda's father. He believes in the legends passed down to Link as the chosen hero and provides him with knight's attire. 301 Rupees series. These are mechanical robots that were used for excavation work in the past. It's mentioned that there are also similar robots in Skyloft. Parag tribe. These are water-dwelling invertebrate creatures that live in Lake Floria, deep within Farron Woods. They are described as refined Farona creatures. Marugo. He is a Goron scholar interested in ancient stone tablets. He travels the land searching for ancient ruins and buried treasure. Tetsu. This character is a young member of the Bokoblin tribe who loves treasure. Driven by the desire for treasure, he ventures into the great Deku Tree's sacred realm and encounters Link. This page showcases monsters from The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. It begins by describing Bokoblins as ancient monsters who are strangely obsessed with pants. Also featured are Lemli, pets popular in Skyloft that become aggressive at night, and classic Zelda enemies like Staltula and Octorok, which spit rocks. The page further mentions familiar series monsters, such as Keese and Deku Baba. Aracha and Pyrupa, found in the Lanairu region, are also highlighted alongside Beamos, which attacks with electric beams, cursed Bokoblins, described as zombie Bokoblins, and Techno-Bokoblins, equipped with ancient technology weapons. This page showcases character artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. It presents various enemies Link encounters in the game. Starting from the top, we see Moblin, described as a large monster with a huge shield, making it a formidable foe whose danger increases when angered. Next is Lizalfos, depicted as a swift and agile lizard-like enemy wielding iron weapons, proving to be a tricky opponent for Link. Then, there's Stalfos, a skeletal warrior who was once a skilled knight in life, known for its combat prowess. Following that is Stallhead, a three-headed skeletal serpent monster, emphasizing that all three heads must be defeated simultaneously to overcome it. Below we have Amos, a guardian robot designed to repel intruders. It is stated that it activates and attacks when intruders enter the guarded area. Finally, at the bottom right is Don Guerra, a mechanical pirate phantom and captain of a large ancient ship in the Lanairu Sand Sea, still searching for his ship in the present day. This page showcases artwork from Zelda no Densetsu: Skyward Sword, known internationally as The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. It features concept art of various boss enemies from the game. Starting from the top left, we see Paradakama, described as originally being a large, demonic beast of the Earth Temple, turned into a lava monster by Girahim's power, and used as a guardian by him to attack Link. Next is Moldgut, the boss of the Earth Temple, depicted as a giant maggot that freely moves underground and has lived for 1,000 years. Below Parada'ama is Dairuma, an ancient automaton guardian of the large stone statue, created to repel invaders. It is cursed by Girahim and attacks Link. On the right side, at the top, we have Moldgut again, but a different form, described as the Earth Temple boss. Under Moldgut is Didasugos, who in ancient times ruled the Lanairu Sand Sea when it was an ocean. It is an ancient sea beast that attacks with countless tentacles. Finally, at the bottom, we see Narisha AD, referred to as the Great Sky Spirit, a divine being of the sky. However, it is stated that something is wrong with it, and it has lost its true nature. This page features artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. The main image is an impressive illustration showcasing Link riding his red Loftwing in the expansive blue sky, with the floating island of Skyloft below. The text describes this image, highlighting the contrast between the deep blue sky and the red loftwing, and explains that while everyone in Skyloft has a loftwing, the red one that Link rides is considered a rare and special existence. Another image shows a view of Skyloft itself, described as a floating island blessed by the goddess, and the birthplace of both Link and Zelda. The text notes that Skyloft is surrounded by thick clouds, suggesting nothing exists below, and emphasizes its significance as a crucial location for the adventure in the game. Finally, there is an image of Link confronting Girahim, with Fick appearing behind Link. This page is about The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. It showcases field and dungeon areas from the game, depicting the lush green Faron Woods and the sandy Lanayru region, mentioning these areas are filled with ancient civilization remnants. Below these screenshots there is artwork of Link and Fi, followed by an early illustration for Skyward Sword. This illustration was first revealed at E3 2009 in America, marking the initial public announcement of the game. At that time, details about Fissa, and even the official title of the game, were not yet disclosed. This page is focused on The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, released on September 26, 2013 for the Wii U. It highlights the game's anime-like cel-shaded style, enhanced in HD graphics on the Wii U. The text mentions the unique gameplay using the Wii U gamepad, allowing for gyro sensor aiming and touch pen controls with the Wind Waker. The game's story centers around Link's quest to rescue his kidnapped sister, Errol, leading him on an adventure across the Great Sea, guided by destiny. Two images of Toon Link are shown, one wielding the Wind Waker, emphasizing the game's central item and gameplay mechanics. A screenshot shows Link sailing on his boat, showcasing the game's distinctive art style. This page features characters from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. It shows seagulls, described as flying around in various places. Errol, Link's younger sister, is depicted looking through a telescope, and the text says she is family-oriented and kind. She was kidnapped by a giant bird on her birthday, and the telescope is her treasure. Princess Zelda is also shown and described as existing in ancient times, with forgotten myths being passed down about her as the princess of the Hyrule Kingdom's royal family. Lastly, Link and Errol's grandmother is featured, noted for her deep care for the two siblings, and her special soup being Link's favorite. This page showcases characters from The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker HD. It features illustrations and descriptions of Tetra, who is described as a young girl and the captain of a pirate crew who helps Link in many ways. Gonzo, a member of Tetra's crew, is mentioned as short-tempered but with useful, wild wisdom. Nico, the lowest-ranked pirate, is noted for calling himself a Nikki, boss, older brother. When Link joins their ship, the King of Red Lions is introduced as a talking boat that rescued Link from the Forsaken Fortress, travels with him, gives advice, and is a reliable partner, though his true identity is a mystery. Finally, the Queen of Fairies is shown as a young-looking fairy queen who calls Link child and speaks assertively. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker HD. It features 4 characters: Medli, Laruto, Makar, and Fado. Medli is described as a Sky Zora, who lives on Dragon Roost Mountain, an attendant to Valu, and the daughter of the Rito tribe chief, noted for her earnest personality. Laruto is described as a Zora sage, who once played the harp and offered prayers at the Earth Temple. Makar is described as a Korok and one of the forest spirits, responsible for playing music at the annual Korok ceremony. Fado is described as a Kokiri sage, who once offered prayers at the Wind Temple and is skilled at playing the violin. The next page showcases characters from The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker HD. It introduces Komori, the timid son of the Rito tribe chief who lacks confidence. Odori, a young Rito postman who flies around the islands and aids Link. Fairies, described as reliable allies that restore health and appear in dungeons. Terry, a shop owner on the Great Sea who sells essential items for Link's adventure. Tingle, a peculiar 35-year-old middle-aged man who believes he's a fairy and has many brothers. Lastly, Fishman, who provides information and marks details on the sea chart, being knowledgeable about the Great Sea. The next page showcases Ganondorf from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. The text describes him as having been sealed in Hyrule, which sank into the sea, but he has since been resurrected. He is now searching for Princess Zelda, in pursuit of the Triforce of Wisdom. Below this, there is a large illustration, with various characters from the Wind Waker, gathered together on a globe-like island. This page is about the game The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, which is known in Japan as Zelda no Densetsu, Kamigami no Triforce 2, or The Legend of Zelda, Triforce of the Gods 2. The page mentions that this game is a sequel to A Link to the Past, inheriting its good qualities, while introducing new gameplay mechanics such as Link becoming a wall painting and dungeons designed with 3DS's height differences in mind. It highlights the freedom players have in tackling the game by renting items and choosing their own strategy/capture order, positioning it as a fresh take on the Zelda series that re-examines established conventions. The page also features a character description for Link, stating he is a young boy who works as a blacksmith apprentice and gains the power to become a wall painting. He travels between Hyrule and Lorule, fighting evil with the Master Sword. Artwork on the page shows Link in action, both in his normal form and as a wall painting on a brick wall. This page showcases artwork of Yuga and Link from the game The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. The text beside Yuga introduces him as a priest from the kingdom of Lorule, who came to Hyrule Kingdom. He has the power to turn people into paintings, and is plotting to revive the great demon beast Ganon. Yuga's plan involves sealing away the descendants of the 7 sages in Hyrule Kingdom, and turning them into paintings. This page showcases character artwork of Zelda, Hilda, and Ganon, likely related to the game The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. The text describes Zelda as the Princess of Hyrule, able to foresee danger and entrusted with an amulet passed down through generations, which she gives to Link. Hilda is described as the Princess of Lorule, a world filled with shadow and mystery. Her guidance starts Link's adventure. Ganon is mentioned as a demon king sealed in the past. The high priest Yuga is attempting to revive him, and his appearance is described as still enormous, even in this form. The next page showcases characters and a location from The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, originally titled Zelda no Densetsu, Kamigami no Triforce 2 in Japan. The page introduces 2 characters. Ravio, described as a mysterious merchant who opens a rental shop in Link's house without permission. He allows Link to rent strategic items to tackle dungeons in any order he chooses. The second character is Irene, a self-proclaimed future genius magic user girl. She is described as a fortune teller who believes it's good to be kind to green things. She can use a weathercock bird to deliver items to Link, no matter his location. Despite having a sharp tongue, she is noted to be helpful. Below the character descriptions, there's a screenshot depicting a forest scene with the Master Sword in the background, and a tombstone featuring an image of Link in the foreground. This page showcases characters from The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, which is titled Zelda no Densetsu, Kamigami no Triforce 2 in Japanese. The top section is titled Guderi and the Blacksmith Family, and introduces them as a family of blacksmiths, where Link works as an apprentice. The text describes the father as a strict but skilled master blacksmith, the mother as kind, and their son Guderi, whose role is to wake up the often late-sleeping Link. Below are descriptions of 2 more characters, Ceres and Impa. Ceres is described as a kind-hearted church sister familiar with Link, and a descendant of the 7 sages who sealed away Ganon in the past. It is mentioned that she gets trapped inside a painting by Yuga. Impa is introduced as Princess Zelda's attendant, who arranges audiences for Link with the princess. The text notes that Link's report to Zelda concerns the incident where Ceres was turned into a painting. This page features artwork from the Zelda series, showcasing character designs and a landscape. On the top left is Asufaru, described as a young man living in Kakariko village, who has the blood of the sages. He is shown to be brave and confronts evil, but is caught in a trap and sealed away. To the right is Auron, the queen of the Zora who lives in the water. She is described as helping Link and offering him items passed down in the Zora tribe. Below these character portraits is an image of Hyrule Castle reflected in water, suggesting a scene from a Zelda game. This page focuses on The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. It introduces the character Rosso, who is described as a blue-skinned miner in his prime. He works at a large mining site in Hyrule, and is familiar with Link and the blacksmiths. The page also presents the Hint Ghost, which appears when you equip the hint glasses. By walking around with your Nintendo 3DS and accumulating game coins, you can use them to get puzzle-solving hints from the hint ghost. Below, it discusses the legend told in A Link Between Worlds, mentioning the Triforce conflict and the Seven Sages hiding it in a sacred place, referencing events from the previous game and showing Link's adventure and the sealing of Demon King Ganon with the Seven Sages. At the bottom are illustrations of various items from the game, like swords, shield, bow and arrow, boomerang, bomb, hammer, shovel, a staff or rod, and a lantern. This page showcases The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, known in Japan as Zelda no Densetsu, Kamigami no Triforce. It presents a map of Hyrule from the game, highlighting that the terrain layout remained largely consistent since the Super Famicom era, centered around Hyrule Castle's rule. The page also features screenshots of key moments, including Ganon with Zelda, Link battling Aghanim, and Link and Zelda with the Triforce. Additionally, it displays item icons such as the magic wand, fire rod, shovel, and potion bottles from the game. This page features character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, originally released in Japan as The Legend of Zelda, Triforce of the Gods 2. It showcases 3 enemy types. First is the Moblin, a familiar enemy in the series, typically armed with a sword and shield, but variations can also wield spears, sometimes even throwing them. Next is the Soldier, or Knight, described as enemies who block Link's path. They come in different ranks distinguished by color, and wield various weapons such as swords and spears. The artwork depicts a soldier equipped with a spiked iron ball. Finally, there's Shadow Link, who appears via Street Pass communication. This Shadow Link is from another player's world. Players can battle Shadow Link and earn rupees if they are victorious. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, which in Japan is titled Zelda no Densetsu, Kamigami no Triforce 2. The top image depicts Link, standing near a body of water, gazing towards Hyrule Castle. Deer are visible in the background, and the castle is reflected in the water, creating a beautiful scene. The lower image shifts to a dungeon setting, showing Link with a lantern, facing enemies such as Keese and Stalfos, in a stone corridor lit by torches and light shafts from windows. This page is about The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask 3D. It mentions that this version is optimized for the Nintendo 3DS, featuring enhanced visuals and controls. Fiction. It highlights the ability to set frequently used items to the eye and 2 buttons on the lower screen, making item switching easier, similar to the Nintendo 64 version. It also mentions the addition of new features like improved Bomber's Notebook and fishing ponds. The page describes the game's story, stating that after saving Hyrule in Ocarina of Time, Link embarks on a journey to find a lost friend and ends up lost in the world of Termina, which is facing the threat of the moon falling in 3 days. The page also introduces Skull Kid, explaining that he is a character who found a mischievous mask, gained mysterious powers, and transformed due to the influence of the fairies and Takel, causing concern among his friends about his changed state. This page showcases artwork for different forms of Link from The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask 3D. We see 4 distinct versions of Link. First is Deku Link, which happens when Link gets lost in this world and is transformed by the Skull Kid's strange power. Even after the curse is lifted, Link can transform back into Deku Link by wearing the Deku mask. Next is Goron Link, created when Link wears the mask that contains the soul of Darmani III, the Goron hero. Then there is Zora Link, formed when Link wears the mask containing the soul of Mikau, a guitarist from the Zora band Indiegogos. Finally, there is Link, as the Happy Mask Salesman, after the curse turning him into a Deku scrub was lifted. Stockid wants the mask back and pleads with Link. This page showcases character artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask 3D. It features various characters including the Great Fairy, the Rosa Sisters, Ju and Leela, noted as having red and blue cheeks respectively, Kamaro, Sakon, Guru-san, a Goron, Gorman, and a mysterious zombie hand. All of these characters are recognizable from the game. This page features character artwork and mentions The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask 3D. There are illustrations of an owl labeled Fukuru, which translates to owl, a flying cloaked figure called Garo, and a Poemaster. A skeletal character named Stall Kita is also shown. The image on the bottom right is artwork from Majora's Mask 3D, depicting Link and other characters under the iconic menacing moon. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask 3D. It features images of Skull Kid holding Majora's Mask in a forest scene, a red sky background scene which may be related to the moon, a map artwork, and a depiction of fierce deity Link standing with other figures beneath Majora's Mask. This page highlights the game The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. It explains that this is a multiplayer Zelda game where 3 players cooperate to solve puzzles, available in both offline and online modes. Players will need to work together to overcome obstacles and enemies. The story revolves around rescuing a princess who has been cursed and forced to wear ugly tights. The game is described as having a comical and lighthearted tone, and the development codename was Tora-san. The page also introduces the 3 main hero candidates, who are essentially different colored versions of Link, forming a team for their adventures. The images showcase these Links in various outfits and using different items. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. The artwork depicts various scenarios from the game, including the heroes gathered around a fountain, planning with a map, being chased by enemies like Stalfos and Moblins, and participating in a stage play. Another section illustrates the game's multiplayer aspect, showing Links using in-game communication through emoticons. One image shows the Links confronting a Moblin, and another depicts a larger battle scene in a detailed landscape. The page also includes text explaining that in single-player mode, the other 2 heroes become mannequins with emotionless faces. Finally, there is an image of the 3 Links giving thumbs up, which relates to the mannequin text and represents the single-player gameplay mechanic. The text introduces characters from The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. It describes the Frill Princess, a fashionable princess seeking help; Curl King, her father who is searching for heroes; Allback Village, the captain of a witch-hunting squad; Madame Taylor, a famous clothing designer whose creations have special powers; Sister Lady, the mysterious person who cursed the princess; and Madame Taylor's apprentice, who promotes Madame Taylor's designs. This page showcases The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes and focuses on the main characters' outfits, explaining that by using materials found during the adventure, players can create new clothes for Link to wear. Changing outfits grants various effects, such as increased attack power or action support, and also alters Link's appearance, adding visual enjoyment. The outfits also serve as a way to show off to other players in 3-player mode. The page then displays various outfits including the soldier's outfit, Kokiri outfit, 8-bit boy, that outfit, matching outfit, Big Bomb outfit, Heartful dress, Zora costume, Lucky pajamas, Water Magician's robe, Goron costume, and One Heart Knight. This page showcases various outfits for Link from the game The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. It features illustrations of Link wearing different costumes with Japanese text labels describing each one. Some of the outfits shown are the Boomerang Barbarian Chief, Gambari Core outfit, a non-slip outfit, the Hammer Shell, a spiky suit, Balloon Tights, Swordsman's outfit, Rich Person's outfit, Cheetah suit, Great Spin attack armor, 3-Heart Queen, Cheerleader outfit, Click-Clack toga, and Snarman clothes. These are examples of the many costumes players can equip in the game to change Link's appearance and abilities. The next page showcases various costumes for Link in The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. It features outfits like the Wind Waker's outfit, the Swift Spinning Black outfit, which is a ninja-like costume, the Cantera suit, the Fire Mask, the Phantom Roll Knight outfit, and the Armas Troid outfit. There's also the Sword Saint armor, the Flashy Tuxedo, the Lady One Piece, and the Dowdy Tights. At the bottom, it mentions the Fierce Deity armor and Linebeck's outfit were added later as free update data for the game. The next page showcases The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes and is titled Ending Visuals, noting that these illustrations are seen in the staff roll and summarize the story from the beginning. It features a grid of 9 images depicting scenes that appear to be from the game's ending, showing various characters and locations from the game's narrative. Below this, there's a section about communication icons used in multiplayer. It explains that during multiplayer, players can touch these icons on the bottom screen to display them on the upper game screen, allowing them to communicate their intentions to other players. Repeatedly tapping an icon will make it larger. The page then displays 8 communication icons with associated actions. Come on, item, throw, lift me, thank you, no, good, and Let's go! This page is about The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD, released on Wii U on March 10, 2016. The page highlights the enhanced graphics in full HD and mentions improvements to gameplay elements like hero mode and controls. It also describes Link, the protagonist, as a young man from Toal Village, located in the southernmost part of Hyrule Kingdom. He is portrayed as skilled with swords and admired by the village children. The text notes that Link is seen as a heroic figure in the village and has close ties with Epona, his horse. The page includes artwork of Link riding Epona and Link in his wolf form, along with a screenshot showcasing an in-game item menu. This page showcases character artwork for The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD. It features Midna, who is described as a mysterious masked figure who helps Link in his wolf form. She's knowledgeable about the Shadow World, but her true intentions are unclear, and while often sarcastic, her actions show a consistent conviction. Zelda, the Princess of Hyrule, is also featured and described as a respected and mysterious figure who bravely fought against the Shadow World invasion led by Zant. Despite her courage, she is now imprisoned in Hyrule Castle. Lastly, Ganondorf is also shown in his armored form. This page showcases characters and items from the game The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD. We see character art for Kikoru, Koro in English, a young man from Toaru Village, Orden Village in English, in Faron Woods who sells oil. There's also Saru, Monkey, a monkey from Faron Woods who is causing trouble in Orden Village with pranks, much to the villagers' dismay. Another character shown is Obachan, grandmother, who is traveling with her son and is described as being kind and treating Link like family if they meet. The Machi Isha, town doctor, is also featured. Below these characters is a Hyrule map, which is clearly the map from Twilight Princess. Finally, the page displays the Master Sword and Hylian Shield as iconic items from the game. This page showcases concept art for the light spirits from the game The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD. It features 4 distinct light spirits: Faron Woods, Lanayru, Lake Hylia/Lanayru Province, and Eldin Province. Each spirit is presented as a glowing, ethereal being with unique shapes and designs. This page showcases monster artwork from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD. It features illustrations of several enemies, including Stelchula, Stalfos, Bokoblin, Dekubaba, and Helmasaur King. The Bokoblin description mentions that they are monsters that inhabit all of Hyrule. For the Dekubaba, there are 2 descriptions noting it's a plant monster that hides in grass and attacks those who approach, and even when its stem is cut, it persistently attacks, making it more annoying than other Dekubabas. This page is about The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. It highlights the game's premise, stating that it revisits the Zelda norm and opens up a new frontier. The story is set in Hyrule, 100 years after a great calamity caused immense damage. Link awakens with amnesia and embarks on a journey across a vast world with the Sheikah Slate to save Zelda, who is holding back Calamity Ganon in Hyrule Castle. He will explore the world and reunite with companions from 100 years prior. The page also focuses on Link, describing him as a young man who awakens with complete amnesia. Guided by a mysterious voice and realizing an ancient wish entrusted to him, he throws himself into a grand adventure across Hyrule. The release date is noted as March 3, 2017. For both the standard game and the expansion pass, with the game being available on Nintendo Switch and Wii U. The page features artwork of Link in action, wielding a bow and arrow, both on foot and horseback. This page features characters from The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. It shows artwork and descriptions for Zelda and the 4 champions who were chosen to fight against Calamity Ganon. For Zelda, it is explained that 100 years ago, during the Great Calamity, she used her sealing power to contain Ganon within Hyrule Castle. She continues to hold back the Calamity's power even now. Milfa is described as the Zora champion, a princess, and Link's childhood friend. She is gentle, quiet, and compassionate, but with a strong will to protect the world, and throws herself into battle against Calamity Ganon. Daruk is the Goron champion, chosen to pilot the divine beast. He is described as bold and reliable, a comrade who takes on any attack, throws giant boulders many times his size, and possesses ironclad protection. Urbosa is the Gerudo champion, also chosen to pilot a divine beast. She is cool-headed and like a dependable older sister figure, she trusts Zelda and possesses the power of lightning. Revali is the Rito champion, chosen to pilot a divine beast. He is described as the most skilled Rito warrior, possessing great flying skills and agility, and wields a bow with ease and precision. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It features concept art of a guardian and a bokoblin, two enemies from the game. Below these character designs is a large and evocative landscape scene from the game, depicting Link standing atop a rocky outcrop overlooking the vast world. The Japanese text to the right confirms the game title, Zelda no Densetsu: Breath of the Wild, which is the Japanese title for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This page features artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It showcases Link standing in a grassy field, concept art of the Master Sword, and Link climbing a cliff face. The page title clearly indicates the game as Zelda no Densetsu: Breath of the Wild. The next page showcases the expansion pass for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It highlights the additional content, which is divided into two parts. The first part being Trial of the Sword, and the second part being The Champion's Ballad. The page notes that both parts offer various additional elements. The image depicts a scene from the game, showing Link confronting a large, powerful enemy under a full moon. This page showcases artwork from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, featuring both Princess Zelda and Link. Above there is an illustration of Zelda, with her hands clasped in prayer, and below her is Link in a dynamic pose. The lower part of the page displays artwork of Link riding the Master Cycle Zero motorbike against a vibrant sunset backdrop. The next page showcases artwork for the game The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It appears to be concept art related to the Champion's Ballad downloadable content, featuring Zelda alongside the four champions, Mipha, Daruk, Revali, and Urbosa. And then, in the lower image, Link is added to the scene with them. This page is about The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. It mentions that this version, released on September 20, 2019, is a major remake of the original Game Boy game from 1993. The remake features updated visuals to resemble a diorama world while keeping the story and puzzles the same. It also includes dungeons from Link's Awakening DX and the new panel dungeon feature where players can create their own dungeons. And amiibo support is also included. The text describes Link's journey, beginning after he is caught in a storm on his way back to Hyrule, and washes ashore on Koholint Island. He needs to find a way to escape the island. This page showcases characters from the game The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. It features Marin, a kind girl who loves singing and dreams of what lies beyond the vast ocean, believing there must be something. Her father Terran, who lives with Marin, is described as a busy person who gets into trouble like eating strange mushrooms and being chased by bees. Also featured is Mr. Right, known as Urura Oji-san, who is very knowledgeable about the island. He is hard of hearing and communicates via telephone boxes around the island. Madame Meow Meow, a resident of Mabe Village, loves her chain chomp, Bow Wow, and is proud of its fur. The owl, Fukuru, appears before Link to give advice about escaping the island. He is a mysterious being whose true purpose is unknown. Finally, Dampé is shown, a researcher living in the ruins of Tal Tal Heights, who teaches Link about the basics of panel dungeons. This page features artwork and a screenshot from The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. It shows character art of a Moblin, an Octorok, and Shadow Link. There is also an image of a stone slab with carvings, and a vibrant landscape scene with Link in the game world, with a large mountain topped with an egg in the background. The next page showcases the Siren's instruments from the game The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. These instruments are described as keys to solving the island's mystery. The page features artwork of each instrument, arranged in a circle around a central image of an island with a volcano and a prominent egg on top. Listed in clockwise order from the top are the names of each instrument: Full Moon Violin, Seashell Horn, Sea Lily Bell, Seashore Harp, Storm Marimba, Coral Triangle, Evening Calm Organ, and Distant Thunder Drum. This page is dedicated to The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD for the Nintendo Switch, released on July 16, 2021. It highlights that this version is a remake of the Wii game from 2011, boasting enhanced HD graphics at 60 FPS for a more beautiful and sharper world. The controls are also updated, allowing for intuitive motion controls with Joy-Con or standard stick and button controls, even in handheld mode. The page features artwork of Link, Zelda, Girahim, and Fi, alongside a description of Link as a young man embarking on a journey with his sword to protect someone important. It also mentions his crimson loftwing, a unique bird compared to others from Skyloft, and humorously notes that he isn't a morning person. This page showcases characters and elements from The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD. It features artwork of Zelda, described as Link's childhood friend and someone who always worries about him. She is depicted prior to her fall to the surface world, during a flight on her loftwing, when a tornado suddenly appears. Next to Zelda is Girahim, described as a flamboyant demon lord who repeatedly crosses swords with Link. He is depicted as arrogant and possessing immense power, from swordsmanship to magic. Below them is a large, dark monster labeled Sealed Being, which appears to be the imprisoned. Finally, there is an image of Makia, a bird-like character, and a map, likely representing the world of Skyward Sword. This page features artwork from the game The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD. It showcases enemy designs, including the Aka Choo-Choo, which is a red choo-choo, and the Hidokari, which is a Lizalfos. The page also displays the True Master Sword and Hylian Shield, along with various in-game environments, such as a volcanic region and an underwater area. This page announces a new Zelda game coming in 2022, and it features screenshots from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and its sequel. The images include Hyrule Castle covered in malice, Link skydiving above floating islands, a stone talus enemy, and Link on a sky island near a Zonai device. The Japanese text specifically states that this is a sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This page is the cover page for the Artwork Collection 3 of the Legend of Zelda series. It is a special supplement from the September 2021 issue of Nintendo Dream magazine.